my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn good day. Welcome back to the channel, and today we will be doing Jurgen Klopp's 4-3-3 system. That's right, with Nunez, Gakpo, Salah front three, a back four of, as per always, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson in goal, and of course, a weird midfield three of Elliott, Fabinho, and Thiago. Now, of course, people can say, oh, you should play Nunez as the striker and stuff, but in reality, this is how Jurgen Klopp sets up his team. He likes to have a more or less a false nine-esque player playing in the middle with the likes of a Nunez, or who was formerly a Mane, and of course a Mohamed Salah running in and playing off of the likes of a Gakpo, or formerly a Firmino. So of course, it's a very weird shift in time at Liverpool as they're shifting through what was and what is, and you know it takes some time for a little bit more clarity to happen and occur, and of course at the moment they're not having the best season. So anyway, I'm going to discuss with you guys the tactics that Jurgen Klopp uses in today's Premier League games, as well as the Champions League and whatnot, even though they're not in the Champions League anymore. Anyway, so on the bench we've got Diaz, who's back from injury. Liverpool fans will be happy. Diogo Jota, of course, Captain Henderson, a very young, good player, and Bajcetic, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Of course, Kelleher, Matip, and Tsimikas. Of course, on the bench we've got a few good players, and Keita, Milner, Carvalho, Jones, fairly decent, but they probably need to go somewhere else. That's not Liverpool. Roberto Firmino, who is leaving. Joe Gomez needs to find a new club. This man was a waste of money. And Oxlade-Chamberlain, of course, and of course we have a few others that I do not care to mention. So, as for the way it sets up, it's just a basic 4-3-3 system with a false 9. Right, as you can see it right there, false 9. As for tactics, we've got it set on press after loss of possession. Of course, Jurgen Klopp likes implementing the gegenpress, the press after you've lost possession. Make sure that you win the ball back as high up and as fast as possible after you've lost it. Width is set on 60. You'll see why fairly shortly, as you do want Salah and Nunez playing wide, and then from time to time cutting in and getting shots off, because of course Gakpo will leave space in the middle for them to do so. As for depth, you've got it set quite high. You can have it a little bit higher. I've got it set on 70 because it's a nice medium to have when you're playing a team like Man City, or if you're playing a team like Southampton. For the team again like Southampton, I would suggest maybe putting it up to an 80. It does tend to replicate the Jurgen Klopp-esque system of having a very high line and playing off of that, and making sure the team can't get out of their own box at times. You want to implement that rock and roll-esque football that Jurgen Klopp likes to do. As for build-up play, we've got it set on balance, and chance creation as well, set on balance. You could say possession, but they don't really play a possession style team. You could say forward runs, but that's why I say balance is better. Because for one, Jurgen Klopp's team, they can definitely control the game. They can definitely play a game where they sit back, they soak in pressure like a sponge, and then they hit you on the counter, which they've done more times than not this season, especially against the first Man City game of the season. I think it was at Anfield. They soaked up as much pressure as what they could handle, and then there was that great Mohamed Salah goal that led to them winning that game. So yes, balance it helps replicate everything that Liverpool can do a lot better than what's having a slow build-up play or fast build-up play, because then if you have it on fast, players just tend to get out of position a lot faster, and then it leads to all sorts of trouble at the back. So my suggestion is balanced, and then we have it set on 70 as well for width. You could have it a little bit wider if you want, but I have it on 70. Players in the box. Yes, so basically you kind of want your Nunez and your Mohamed Salah in the box, and you want your Cody Gakpo being, more or less on the edge, with potentially a Trent or a Robertson waiting in the width areas to fire in other crosses. So I have it set on 5 at the moment. You can have it on 6, but 5 helps replicate it a lot better. As for corners, you have it set on, should be on 4 and should be on 4. As for always, 4 is the best. It helps get the better players into position, and it increases the scoring opportunity, especially for FIFA. As for the instructions, we'll start off with the goalkeeper. Of course, Alisson, a premium sweeper keeper-esque player, probably the best goalkeeper at this role in the world currently, in my opinion anyway, and that's a Man United fan saying that. As for Van Dijk and Konate, they're not anything specific or set about them. Trent and Robertson, my mistake, they have the same, or set on the same instructions as join the attack and overlap. They're set as wing backs, by the way. It helps get them higher up the field a lot faster, and I mean, in terms of how they play, they are wing backs. Like they're wing backs, and then it's Konate and Van Dijk more times than not that are facing up against the opposition's front three or front two, or however many the opposition throws at them. So yes, set as wing backs, and then yes, join the attack and overlap. As you can see for Robertson, it is the same. Maybe for Robertson, just to try and replicate his personality in the game, step up. It helps him become a little bit more aggressive with his tackles and so on. As for Fabinho, the holding midfielder, who kind of really isn't the holding midfielder if you think about it, but he kind of is in a way, especially for the way that this team sets up. He plays at the bottom or the base of the team from time to time, but I've got him set out as cutting passing lanes, that's important, aggressive interceptions, and cover center. Those are his things that he can do. You can have it, however, to cover wing, because it would actually help a lot better with the likes of Thiago and how he plays. So for Thiago, stay back while attacking, stay on the edge of the box, and then free roam and cover center. So Thiago will be looking to more or less drift into the Fabinho role. That's why I said Fabinho covering the wing actually makes more sense, because he can cover either Robertson or Trent when they go forward, and Thiago then shifts into the middle and then can dictate and control the pace of play of how Liverpool need to play and want to play. So yes, so he's set on free roam, cover center, stay on the edge of the box, and stay back while attacking. Then you have young Harvey Elliott, who is just on drift wide. Him and Mohamed Salah have a weird but good relationship in you know how they get forward. Harvey Elliott, he has a bit more freedom to get forward out of this midfield three, so he will be the most attacking and further forward-esque player. As for Cody Gakpo, we will get to our wingers shortly. Cody Gakpo is set on drift wide, plays a false nine, and come back on defense. Now, it does help him connect with the midfield when he's coming back on defense, the interchanging play and so on. It helps a lot. And of course, him being the false nine of the team, of course, Jota or even Diaz can play in this role, of course, Firmino as well. And then I have him set on drift wide because the likes of Nunez, he's set on come back on defense, got to always help out Robertson, cut inside, get in behind, and get into the box. Now, and of course, aggressive interceptions. Cut inside will then help him and Gakpo interchange places. From time to time, he will see him playing more as a striker from moment to moment, and sometimes playing as a winger. I think it helps replicate how Nunez does play and the instruction that he does have in this Liverpool team. And it just makes sense. I mean, it's a very similar role to what Mane had. I think a lot of people were like, oh, he's just going to be like this Erling Haaland-esque player where he's going to be the 9, holds up possession, passes it off to the wingers, and runs into the box. It's not that. He's not an Erling Haaland. He's a more technical player, some might say, than Erling Haaland. He's a lot faster. He has a lot more potential on the wing than what Haaland does, and I think he does a lot more damage from this creeping into the far post or something like that. And to be fair, I think eventually his role will be in the center of the box. But for now, I think Klopp has done a very good job in getting him out wide and allowing him to somewhat flourish as a wide or an inside forward, very much like Mohamed Salah, who we are now on. He is the outlet ball. Mohamed Salah is your guy to that's we've seen Alisson, like I said, the City game, Alisson kicked the ball straight over the entire City team. Salah was the outlet, and bang, they ended up scoring. So Salah is your outlet man. I have him set on stay wide. A lot of people have spoken about Salah. He doesn't get into the box as much. He's not as narrow as what he used to play as. He's a lot wider. So as a result, stay wide, get him behind, and get into the box. So it will more or less replicate how realistic Salah does play in real life, and how the opportunities he creates are not just for himself now, but for others like Nunez, like Gakpo, like maybe a Harvey Elliott or a Thiago or Fabinho or whoever. He's more of a creator these days in this Jurgen Klopp team than what he is a goal scorer like he was in previous years. So yes, I think this is the most realistic version of Jurgen Klopp's instructions or Jurgen Klopp's team that you can give to Liverpool in FIFA 23. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and of course I hope you have a damn great day, and return to the channel for more. Who knows? We'll see.